Previously on Natural Dreams Revelation. Michelle, I slept with someone. Happy? I want to sing, but you may want to stick around because I have a surprise for my so-called wife. You may have your original name. That means nothing. Stay in your lane, or I'll make certain you do. Meanwhile, at the Wheaton Ridge Manor in the living room, the maids are nearly finished cleaning up the place after the party, with Miko standing looking at the family porch of his family while that's going on. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment in Lucy's old apartment in the living room, Vanessa is pacing back and forth till someone knocks on the door. And as she heads to the door and arrived and got us, and it's Jan. I trust you have some urgent news to tell. And as Jan came in, with Vanessa closed the door and turned and faced her while Jan did the same. I think I've made a huge mistake. Meanwhile, at the Graham High School in Grace's office, Grace is looking out the window while feeling her stomach. So Donald came in and closed the door, and as Grace turned and saw it, I think it's time we have a chat about what happened to us a few months ago. Meanwhile, at the Wheaton Ridge Manor in Miko's room, Mikos is finished getting ready. Just as Kelly came in and saw what he's doing, and as she knocked on the door, causing Mikos to turn and saw her there. I heard you had a party in hopes of luring me here, as they say. Look, Kelly, didn't I inform you that I was busy doing family stuff? Yes, and I get that. So why are you here? Well, as I heard, a rumor you were into me and you came to see for yourself. And as Kelly came to where Mikos is. Look, I know my friends can seem sort of persuasive when it comes. No, I think it's kind of cute. Well then, since you came all this way, you want to get a cuppa at the cafe? Sure, because I want to find out all there is about you. Alright, then let's go. And as Kelly and Mikos went and left Miko's room, and into the hallway, and as they walked down it, just as Alice and Finn came out of one of the rooms and saw Kelly and Mikos. Meanwhile, in the office, Max is standing there waiting while Charlie is finished counting the money that Max gave him. Well, seems you're doing quite well. Of course I am. I can do this in my sleep. Let's not get half talked yet. I'll let you know when the next one is. And as Charlie put the money in the backpack, and as he zipped it up, and as he put it on and got up and went and left the office, with Max getting his iPhone out, and as he began calling someone. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment in Lucy's old apartment in the living room, Vanessa and Jan are talking. Seriously? You slept with Owen? Don't go almighty. It sort of just happened. Wrong! That doesn't happen unless you want it to. Look, I didn't plan this at all. I just went to school and laid down some terms, and which took an unexpected turn, yeah? Wow. What a way to show support to your best man. I take this more serious because he's your brother. Yes, I know that. And I cheated on him with my ex of all people. I just don't want him to become insanely jealous of the thought of me and Owen, leading him to regret rescuing him in the first place. My brother is not a dark person. Also, I'm glad he's not here hearing this. Did you really think I'll call you over if he was? Yeah. Look, Vanessa, we both know you know what you need to do, yeah? Meanwhile, at the Graham High School in Grace's office, Grace and Donald are talking. Get out! You're not supposed to be on school grounds anyways. I should have you all stop hiding behind authority already. We need to talk, and I'm not going anywhere till we do. So by all means, call the cops. In fact, I'll help you myself. And as Donald came and sat across from her and got his iPhone out. Stop being so dramatic. And as she came and also sat across from him. I'm being dramatic? Really, Grace? Fine. What's to talk about? I see you come around. Good answer. And as Donald put his iPhone away. The baby. I know it's mine, so don't even bother denying it because we were together in the same time frame when you and Jeremy were over. Oh, I get it. So you're a doctor and an expert on my physical body and know how it works. This isn't a game, Grace. I want a DNA test. Or I just have a chat with your husband, who's the deputy head here. Your choice. Meanwhile, in Jeremy's office, Jeremy and Daniel are talking. Not to worry, dude. Donald will be out by tonight. I'm not too worried about that. You mean the stairs your wife and Donald were making? Yeah, I caught on to that, and all the more reason to keep an eye on him, just in case. Oh my god. I almost forgot my cousin Wilma is having her baby. Is she now? Does she know who the father is? What do you mean? Well, she slept with 4 guys, me being one of them. You think you could be the father? Meanwhile, in Michelle's classroom, Michelle came in and head to where Des is, and arrived and got down, just as David also came in, closing the door, and as he head to the desk where his wife is, and arrived just in time for her to stood up and saw him there. Who is he? Is that why you decided to follow me all the way here? Yeah, and I'm not going anywhere till you tell me who he is. He was just some random. You know, I would be declined to believe that and all, but clearly you don't. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in the waiting room, Eddie's finished drinking his coffee. And as he head back to the table where the coffee pot is, and arrived and got himself another cup. Oi! And as Isaac came to where Eddie is, and as Eddie put the coffee pot down and turned and saw just as Isaac came to where he is. I know about you being involved with Wilma. That ends today. Oh? And who are you to stop me? I happen to care about her more than you. Spare me the details. You should know that I come from a family with absolute power and such. You must be Adrian, the guy who was obsessed with Wilma a few years ago. First of all, the name is Isaac. And second, I don't owe you a damn thing. But I am telling you to leave, like I said before. Or what? I'm not scared of you or anyone else you tried to bring. Meanwhile, in Julian's room, Julian's finished gathering his stuff. Just as Wilma arrived in her wheelchair and saw what he's doing. And as she knocked on the door, causing Julian to stop and turn and saw her. I'm fine, but to be cautious, they want me to wheel us about. And as Wilma wheeled herself in the room to where Julian is, and arrived, and as she got up and faced him, I am so glad to see you. and as Roma and Julian began kissing each other. Meanwhile, at the Preston Rich Manor and Drew's room, Drew's lying in bed thinking. Till Linda and Wayne both came in, with Wayne closing the door. And as Drew saw and as he sat up, what happened? Well, the thing is, no. Let's pick up where we left off on you about to reveal us something, yeah? Meanwhile, at the Preston Rich Manor and Drew's room, Linda, Wayne, and Drew are talking. Oh my God. What an interesting name this is. Romeo Buckingham. Look, I know my name comes at a sharp, not exactly. You have proven how much you work to us. Romeo. Since your parents named you that, I trust that you know there's no Juliet. My parents were into that whole poetry nonsense crap. I, on the other hand, named you Drew. Well, thing is, my full name is Romeo Andrew Buckingham to be exact. You know, Wayne, I think it's time we put whatever skills this kid has to good use. Don't you think? I couldn't agree more. What do you want me to do? Simple. I want you to re-enroll back into the Graham High School. Not to worry about the paperwork and all. I got that covered. I happen to know somebody who owes me a solid. Meanwhile, at the Wheaton Rich Manor in the living room, Kelly, Mikos, Alice, and Finn all came in and went and sat across from each other. And as they faced each other, dude, what happened to the party? It was bumping. I shut it down. It got too boring. Not quite. I should have figured you had something to do with this. Can you blame a guy for helping out his best mate and all? He misses you like crazy. Well, I suppose you did have great heart to doing the lengths you do. How's things with your family, Kelly? They're doing quite well, which is why I made a surprise visit. And as Alice looked at Mikos, who saw, what? You're worried about, I don't know where they are, and I don't want any of you to say anything, because the last dude, who do you take us for? Yeah, none of us in any way gonna throw your folks under the bus. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment and Lucy's old apartment in the living room, Vanessa and Jan are talking. You want me to sleep with my husband? Yeah, that could save your marriage in the end. Because Matt works hopefully not by you grassing me up. Given that, yes, I know, stood by me and held all my dirty affairs secrets. Yeah, including sleeping with Jacob's altar and passing joy as I get it. Do you still like him? Owen. Of course. I will always love what I share with Owen. After all, we share a son together, Austin. But that's just it. He's my past, and Matt is my future. The man I will only love. Okay, then I'm gonna help plan a romantic dinner just for you two lot. Yeah, the reason why I'll call you is because Matt has his hand full on Summit. Which is what exactly? I don't know. But I choose to trust him in the end. Meanwhile, at the Graham High School in Grace's office, Grace and Donald are talking. Wow. Really, dude? That's what it comes to now? Throwing out ultimatums? I promised myself if I were to become a father to be there for my daughter or son, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. You really think by splashing your money is that what you think of us? Well, I know some of you lot use that name to get whatever the hell you want. I'm not one of them. You just proved it by storming up in here demanding that I give you a DNA test. You know what? You do have a point. Sorry to bother you. I got a better idea. Why don't I go find the deputy head who happens to be your husband and fill him in? Alright, fine. We'll do a DNA test to see if you're the father. What do you mean by that? And as Jeremy came in, and Grace and Donald saw him. Meanwhile, in the hallway, Daniel's walking down thinking. Till someone suddenly pulls him in the empty classroom, and as they closed the door, and Daniel saw it's Meredith. What the hell are you playing at? We need to talk. I've already said everything there is I say to you. We're done. No, I refuse to give you up. Well, you have to. You have 2 kids with a husband you're still married to. I don't want to be involved in whatever twisted game you have playing. Daniel, you're the most compassionate person I've ever met in my life. Please give me a chance to explain my side of the story. Then it will become clear to you. Meanwhile, in Michelle's classroom, Michelle and David are talking. Wow, I see how we're playing this game. You just want to know who he is so you can go and kill him and get sent down for murder. Enough with stalling. Tell me or I'll find out for myself. And you know I got the resource. Fine. DeMarcus. You heard correctly. His name is DeMarcus Washington. He's a foreigner that happened to have been visiting on holidays, and now he's back in Africa. So excuse me, I have some work to finish before tomorrow gets here, which is not too far. Michelle, you know damn well I've been with you for almost 20 years with the matter, and I know a lie when I see it, and it's written all over your face. That's why you're acting panicky all of a sudden. You know, this person must really mean something to you. So, right, it was Paul Collins. Seriously? You heard me correctly. Paul Collins, the son of Mimi and Frank. I see you done your homework. Impressive. Yes, it was Paul, the man I slept with. And if you so go near him and touch him, then you can find another place to live. And as Michelle went and hid out of the classroom, oi! And she stopped and turned and faced David, who saw. This isn't over. It will be if you go anywhere near Paul. And as Michelle turned and went and left her classroom, just as David got his iPhone out and as he began calling someone. Yeah, it's me. I got a favor for you. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in a waiting room, Eddie and Isaac are talking. You seem confident, unaware that my mom's one of the ruthless people who can force me, right? Yeah, I heard all about how you are her and Bradley's son. It would seem your Collins side is taking over, believe me. I am trying my best to conceal this. Well, by all means, mate, go for it. Because you're not going anywhere near Wilma as long as I have a breath in my body. And you better not try anything because you will regret it. And as Eddie turned and head back to Wilma's room, while Isaac turned and watched, just as Eddie arrived and went in and closed the door. And as Isaac turned and began walking down the hall. And as he thinking, believe me, if I wouldn't you out of the way, you will be gone by now. Meanwhile, in Julian's room, Wilma and Julian are sitting in bed talking. I really wish I was here during what you went through and all. I cannot believe Stefan would do that to you. You were abducted, so I think that qualified as a pass. I'm still worried about my sister Emily. Look, can I say that I fully regret all the mistakes I put you through? including hiring to Julian. That's all in the past, yeah? Point of the matter is, I love you so much more than you could ever imagine. I love you too, which is why I got you a present. Really? Of course. You deserve the best, and that's exactly what you're about to get. And as Julian got up, and as he hid to where the box is, where his other stuff is, and as he got it, and came back to where Wilma is, and sat down on the bed next to her and gave it to her, which she got. Whew. And as she began unwrapping its contents, revealing to be a box, and as she took the box off and saw a brown envelope in it, and as she got it and began opening it, and as she pulled out papers from it, and she saw what it is, and began reading it, and as her smile suddenly faded, and as she looked at Julian, who saw, "What is this?" "I believe it's called divorce papers. Wilma, we're done." On the next Natural Dreams revelation, I really don't understand it. Where is this old stuff with the lies? I know everything, and I mean everything. Isaac and I are getting nowhere. Wasn't you two married for a couple years now? What are you saying? I want us to give things another go. Wait, are you serious? Yeah. Who better be godfather than my best mate? So what do you say?